Here we are in Sapporo. Today we're off to Otaru for the Snow Light Path Festival. It's smaller than the big famous one in Sapporo, and they have volunteers making lanterns out of snow. This was the highlight of my trip to Hokkaido. It's not as big and impressive as the Sapporo Snow Festival, but it's really magical and charming. And if you time your trip right, you can see them both. I'll give you some more practical tips at the end of the video. And there's new Japan vlogs on my channel every Thursday if you want to subscribe. 1番線に列車が到着いたします。ご注意ください. We've just arrived in Otaru for the Otaru Snow Light Path Festival. It happens every February, and along the famous area by the canal they make little lanterns out of snow and put candles in them, and it looks really pretty in the pictures. It overlaps slightly with the Sapporo Snow Festival, so that's why we chose to come here at this time. We got the train from Sapporo. It was only about half an hour, so you can do this as a day trip or an afternoon trip. So now we've got a couple of hours to look around the town before it gets dark and the festival starts. The illuminations should be coming on about 5 o'clock. Here's a map we found at the station. There's a massive stone building, remembrance of good old days of Otaru.
Happy to be here.
Let's go there. The train was absolutely packed. Lots of people got off here at Minami Otaru station, that means South Otaru, but we stayed on and got off at Otaru station. As well as the festival in the town centre, there's two other sites. There's also the Asarigawa hot spring, which looks really pretty with the lights all around the water, and there's also the Tenguyama ropeway, which is a mountain where people go skiing and they put lights up in the snow up there. You have to get a bus if you want to go to those ones. I spotted a few of these lamps made of ice. I think they're getting ready for later. I wonder if they have to remake these many times during the festival. It goes on for quite a while. I didn't expect them to be different colours. Wow, look at these icicles on this house. They're so long.
That snow's ready to fall.
Oh wow, that doesn't fall on your head. Everywhere around Sapporo there's been these giant snow drifts where people have shoveled snow to the side. I wonder how tall they get before the snow melts. Oh, this looks really cute. And there's some jars in the front, like it's going to be lit up later on. If you get there early before it gets dark, you can see them setting up and making all the snow lamps. They're making ice poles here to make this log cabin out of ice. Wow. I like how they've made tables out of snow and ice to work on. This must be one of the trails that's going to be full of snow lamps later on. There's all holes in the wall where they're going to be. In the town centre there are two main areas for the festival. This one is along an old railway line, and the other one, which is more famous, that you see in all the pictures, is along the canal. This railway line one was actually my favourite. We'll be back later when it gets dark. We found the canal. This is the famous spot in Otaru where the lanterns are going to be later on. You can see them making them with buckets down there. And look at these crazy icicles, they're so big. All the snow lamps and sculptures are made by locals and volunteers from Korea and China. They're all made by hand. Ah, there's a tool for making the snowballs. And look at these lamps with flowers in. That's really creative. These lamps say Omotenashi Storito, Omotenashi Street. Omotenashi is the Japanese idea of looking after your guests or looking after people and making them feel welcome. We found this little place called Denki Koji that has little alleyways with tiny restaurants in. It looks really cute. Popped into this bar to warm up. It turned out to be a whiskey bar. Neither of us are really into whiskey, so we had a hot apple wine and it was really nice. And the place itself was really cozy. It only had a couple of seats and it just had a really nice relaxed feel to it. Tiny cozy bars like this are a lot more common in Japan than they are in the UK. Our pubs tend to be a lot bigger and there isn't any, I don't think you'd find many places that only have about 10 seats like this. This was actually quite a classy place. They had a big selection of quality Japanese whiskies and tasting sets. If you're into whiskey, you can visit a distillery in Otaru's neighbouring town, Yoichi. It's named after the Scottish girl who married the founder of Japanese whiskey. We've both gone for hot apple wine. It's really nice to warm our hands up. Kanpai. It smells quite strong actually. We're starting to see lamps. It's not really dark yet, but they're all ready to go. This is a side canal going off the main big canal, and it's completely frozen. There's lots of charming looking old buildings like this one. They're all full of like knickknacks and souvenirs and things. Wow, there's a big fat snowman. Now it's dinner time, so we popped into a conveyor belt sushi bar. Here's my corn and mayo gunkan and in inari pocket, and here's got yellowtail.
Had some salmon.
Salmon was there.
They cover it in still the ones on the belt.
Yeah.
They're covering plastic here.
They've got plastic to keep them fresh or be hygienic.
Keep germs.
Yeah. This one's a fatty tuna gunkan. There were two, the other one's been eaten.
There's onions on top.
Here's the English menu. There's quite a lot. This one is a little bit more expensive than other conveyor belt sushi places we've been to, possibly because it's in a touristy, pretty place.
It is quite nice though.
Yeah, and all the vegetable rolls are cheap, 162 yen. When we came out, it was dark and time for the festival. This is Otaru Denki Koji. That's where the bar was that we stopped at. It looks really cute from across here in the snow and with the lights on. They said minus 6.3 a minute ago. The temperature's dropping. This is the most famous picture postcard view of Otaru along the canal, and it is really beautiful with all the snow and icicles all lit up by candlelight. Look how many people are trying to get the perfect shot across the canal. Paparazzi. Otaru used to be a major port, and these warehouses were used for storing and sorting goods. They're no longer used, so now they're shops and restaurants, but they still have a really picturesque look. The main path of the festival is alongside the canal. It's all completely free to look round. A theme of the festival is welcoming people and helping you forget your troubles as you enjoy the candlelight. There's all the snow bricks and the lanterns behind. Here's Omotenashi Street, all lit up and cosy looking. Otaru is known for glass. It's by the sea, so they used to make glass floats for fishing nets. They're no longer used anymore, but they use the same glass floats in the festival to hold the candles in the canal. And you can get lots of glass souvenirs in the shops. It's really simple, just snow blocks put in different shapes.
Yeah.
But looks so pretty. Look, it's a little snow village. Cute. There's so many people along here in quite a narrow alleyway. It's like impossible to get your perfect shot without someone getting in the way, or a kid walking past, or like someone's selfie stick. But it is really beautiful and enchanting. It's so pretty, I almost forgot how cold it is. My fingers are quite cold though. All these displays are really enchanting, and it feels like it's got a lot of heart, not just because of the hearts, but because it's all kind of simple, homemade sort of things, but really effective and beautiful. We're just walking along from the canal to the other side, which I think is on an old railway line. It's the place where we saw them setting up earlier. They were like Christmas trees. Across the road there's Thriller Karaoke with a portcullis and a demon sign. I wonder if the rooms inside are themed as well. These are just down by the side of the road where everyone's walking. It's really pretty with the flowers in there. See, these are so simple, it's something that anyone could do, but really effective. As far as I know, they remake all of these snow lanterns every day. Like, I don't know if the candles are warm enough to melt them away, but this is definitely one anyone could do in a Tupperware pot and tin foil.
How would you do that?
I would draw some pictures and put them in there. Here's the log cabin we saw them making earlier. They finished it off. Oh, it's got a snowman inside. How cozy. I wonder if they remake this every day. This was my favourite section. It's a bit less crowded than the canal and really atmospheric, walking along the snowy path. Some of the displays were really cute. Look, it's a little snow Totoro. We saw about 3 snow Totoros yesterday at the Sapporo Snow Festival. These ones are the cutest ones. This one, they must have frozen the stars with little strings in to make them floating. That's really cool. Oh, so cute. Little penguin in his star house.
He looks unhappy.
Because we're all here on his doorstep. Go away, leave me in peace. Look, it's a snow cat lamp. The variety of lamps and decorations is really quite stunning. Everything's made by hand and essentially quite simple, but really creative. Oh, I like these ones where they've made a picture out of the flowers and the leaves. That's really cool. The path still carries on quite a way up ahead. I thought we would have got to the end of it by now because we've seen quite a lot down this way, but it's really long. It must have taken them ages to set up. This path is actually 500 metres long. That's half a kilometre. I enjoyed the whole thing. All the way along, it was really captivating and magical. This display is actually pretty big. I wonder how they made these tubes for the bamboo. Is it funny how the candles make them look so cosy even though it's freezing cold? It's not cosy at all. This is Phil's patented technique for focusing your camera phone when your fingers are too cold.
I'm turning the flash on and off.
Oh.
These gloves are supposed to be conductive so you can use your phone, but I think they've got so cold that it doesn't work. So I'm going to use my nose, which somehow is warmer.
Yesterday it got so cold both our phone batteries died and our Wi-Fi battery ran out. All the electronics shut down. Oh, this is really beautiful. It's like in Frozen, not Frozen, it's like in Tangled where the lanterns go up. All the floating lamps. We're about to go through a snow wall. It's so tall, that's taller than me. We've come into a bar to warm up. They'd made some steps outside going up the side made out of snow. It's a really cool idea. And yes, the lens is steamed up now. We come indoors. This doesn't break my camera. It's really cozy in here and warm, most importantly. They've got a really big selection of drinks. Everything's 500 yen, or they do all you can drink for 2 hours for 3,000 yen. They've got Pokemon cocktails, Bulbasaur, Charmander and Squirtle. I've got a Cassis Coke. It's actually really good. Tastes of blackcurrant. Here's the steps up to the bar we went to. It's a really good idea. People need drinks and hot drinks. KFC's got in on the Snow Festival. It's kind of weird, this big statue of the Colonel. I've seen them before in pictures, but it's weird. We just got back to the hotel. Excuse my hat hair. I enjoyed that festival a lot more than I expected to. It was really beautiful and charming, and it feels like it's a lot of love has gone into it because it's all made by volunteers and they must renew a good amount of it every day, which is amazing really. It sort of has a kind of homegrown feel to it because a lot of the displays are quite simple but they're really effective and it's really charming, especially compared to the Sapporo Snow Festival, which is really big and commercial and everything's sponsored by a company or got something to do with advertising in a way. This one is just there for you to enjoy. It's made by volunteers. They're not trying to get anything out of it apart from bringing more people into the town of Otaru. So yeah, it feels like it has a lot of love and I really enjoyed it. It was really beautiful. There's actually 3 sites to the festival. We just went to the main town centre site. There's also the Asarigawa Hot Springs Village site, which looks really beautiful, and there's the Tenguyama site, which is up a mountain. You have to go up a ropeway. Now both of those 2 others are about a 20-25 minute bus journey from the town centre. So I think if you just go to the town centre site like we did, you can easily do it as a day trip from Sapporo on the train. You could probably see one of the other sites as well, but if you want to see all of them, you'd really need to be there for 2 days, I think, because it gets dark about 5:30 and then the whole festival finishes at 9 p.m, so it's not really enough time to get around all of them, I wouldn't think, especially as it's so busy. So you can get there from Sapporo on the train. It's about half an hour or 40 minutes depending which train you get, and you can use your JR pass from Sapporo station to Otaru station. And if you want to see the rest of the things we've been doing in Sapporo and Hokkaido, have a look at my other videos and subscribe for new Japan videos every Thursday. See you soon.